Welcome to family, friends, and loved ones who have traveled from near and far. A lot of people from very far. We gather here today in this beautiful place to celebrate the wedding of Katie and Christopher. You have come here to share in this formal commitment they make to one another, to offer your blessings, love, encouragement, and lifelong support of this union, and to allow Katie and Christopher to start their married life together, surrounded by the people dearest and most important to them. Marriage is perhaps the greatest and most challenging adventure of human relationships. No ceremony can create your marriage. Only you can do that through love and patience, through dedication and perseverance, through supporting and believing in each other, through laughter and learning to forgive, and by learning to make the most important things matter and to let go of the rest. What this ceremony can do is to witness and affirm the choice that you make to stand together as life mates and partners. Katie and Christopher have selected this excerpt from Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke about marriage that especially resonates with them. The point of marriage is not to create a quick commonality by tearing down all boundaries. On the contrary, a good marriage is one which each partner appoints the other to be the guardian of their solitude, and thus they show each other the greatest possible trust. A merging of two people is an impossibility, and where it seems to exist, it is a hemming in, a mutual consent that robs one party or both parties of their fullest freedom and development. But once the realization is accepted that even between the closest people, infinite distances exist. A marvelous living side by side can grow up for them if they succeed in loving the expanse between them, which gives them the possibility of always seeing each other as a whole and before an immense sky. You ready to do this? All right. Will you, Christopher, take this woman to be your wedded wife?
I will.
Will you, Katie, take this man to be your wedded husband?
I will.
Now it's all of your turn. Two people in love do not live in isolation. Their love is a source of strength with which they may nourish not only each other, but also the world around them. And in turn, we, their community of friends and family, have a responsibility to this couple. By our steadfast care, respect, and love, we can support their marriage and the new family they are creating today. Will you who are present today surround Katie and Christopher in love, offering them joys of your friendship and supporting them in your marriage, in their marriage? You may be seated. Christopher and Katie, we've come to the point in your ceremony where you're going to say your vows to one another. But before you do that, I ask that you remember that love, which is rooted in trust and acceptance, will be the foundation of an abiding and deepening relationship. No other ties are more tender, no other vows more sacred than those that you now assume. If you are able to keep the vows you take here today, not because of any religious or civic law, but out of a desire to love and be loved by another person fully, without limitation, then your life will have joy, and the home you establish will be a place in which you both will find the direction of your growth, your freedom, and your responsibility. Okay, now we're going to read the vows, Katie, and we're going to start with you.
Okay. Baby, you're a song that makes me want to roll my windows down and cruise. That's what I was gonna do it. Okay. Sorry, that was a joke. I'm gonna be serious now. Okay. Okay. Chris, exactly 7 years ago, August 24th of 2010, and about 6 months into whatever, you flew here to Truckee to not only meet my family, but to come to the cabin. I invited you to come to the place that means everything to me. These mountains, this river, this energy. And when I saw you at the cabin, walking through the meadow, fly fishing in the river with that cigar in your mouth, and the look on your face when we drove you back into White Rock, I knew you got it, which meant that you got me. And you still do. And here today in this place, in front of all of our favorite people, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking me as I am, and somehow needing no instruction. How you were able to keep up with my ever-changing moods and sometimes stubborn nature is something I don't understand but will never question. I promise to embrace your steady, unwavering concern for my safety, and to shut up and let you take the lead when I need it, or at least try to. I want to thank you for having my back when I'm failing miserably at karaoke, or tripping out over imaginary objects in my path. I want to thank you for letting Beyonce into your heart. And for opening my mind to politics, Ween, tech stuff, and the life and times of the info wars, good or bad. I promise to always laugh with you and to never go to bed angry or try my best. I promise to love and cherish you, to comfort you in times of sorrow, and to go with you on at least one real hike a week or a month, or maybe even just a year. And to never ever question why we always need like 75 jugs of water in the car. But most of all, I promise to continue to love you under any circumstances, happy or sad, easy or difficult, through the sunshine and through the rain, for the rest of my days. You have elevated me in so many ways, and there is no opinion I value more than yours. Thank you for being the best person I have ever met, and for always getting me. I can't imagine my life without you, and there is no other person I'd want to load up the car with the dogs, all our camping gear, and 75 jugs of water, roll down the windows, and cruise with. I love you.
Christopher?
These gathered all here have joined us and supported us on our journey through life, some from near and some from afar, some in times more recent and others at times more distant. We've asked these people to join us today to celebrate a special cause, our infinite and undying love. I fell in love with you 7 years ago, this weekend, about 5 2/10 of a mile that way, camping with your family at the Bickford Ranch. Over the course of a week, I watched you handle a 6-iron and drive a dozen golf balls straight off the back deck, across the meadow, right into a small grove of pine trees. I watched you air rifle a Coke can with precision, then turn around and wink at me. Another day, you maneuvered Tim's giant King Ranch diesel truck up to White Rock Lake, an hours-long master class in off-road driving technique, up the most rugged dirt road I have ever seen. I watched with a mix of wonder and trepidation as you read the road, hands, feet, and tires all in sync, each cutting the rock, each change in grade and elevation. The whole time, Patty offering frequent encouragement and technical advice from the passenger seat. One day, you'll remember, we hiked down to the rock wall to go fishing. I handed you my fly rod and had hardly begun to demonstrate the fundamentals of casting when, with an effortless flick of the wrist, you fired the line perfectly right into the shallow, slow-moving, late August waters of the Little Truckee River, the same river we're standing at today. It was later in the evening, as I watched the sunset over the valley with you and your family, that I realized we had a special bond and that I was in love with you. Since then, you and I have journeyed together from east to west, from coast to coast, from ocean to ocean, across the worn-down cobblestone streets of Brooklyn, across Heartland's interstate highways, down the fog-draped beaches of the Monterey Bay, across the state of Jefferson's desolate volcanic plateaus, through meandering dirt roads and canyon switchbacks carved from Sierra granite, leading to somewhere off the path, but nowhere particular. We found unmarked swimming holes and marveled at such beauty and how it was carved from the Permian crust, and how the sunlight hits your face at dusk at a perfect bend in the river. And all this time, as we've wondered, we leave pieces of our heart along the way to mark and memorialize our love and the love we share with those closest to us. And as I stand here beside you, I can see our map laid bare and endless trails of hearts cut all across it, every which way. Today, one trail returns and ends here, back to the banks of the Little Truckee River, where we stand surrounded by our dearest friends and family. They have all helped lead us back here to this sacred place in the late summer mountain air. Here I dream of a beautiful, love-filled, and multitudinous life with you, and I pledge that we cut our own trail through it together, forever, and share out, like thieves, the amazing treasures of days and nights. I love you.
I just have to say, you guys are amazing. Totally amazing. May we have the rings, please? Okay, Katie, repeat after me. Christopher, I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love for you.
Christopher, I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love for you.
And Christopher, Katie, I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love for you.
Katie, I give you this ring as a daily reminder of my love for you.
By the power of your love and commitment and the power vested in me by the state of California, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Chris, you may now kiss the bride.